Hello, I'm Kelly with fitnessblender.com, and today I have a lower body strength training workout for you. So basically what we're trying to do here is get in as thorough a lower body workout as we can in as little time as possible. So in under 24 minutes, we're gonna do a warm-up, a glute activation workout, some strength training sets, and your cool down and stretch. All you need for this workout is an optional set of dumbbells, and even if you don't have those, you can get in a great workout with your own body weight. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're starting off on the mat. We're going to be doing a combination of Pilates-inspired glute activation exercises for 35 seconds each. No transition time, so it's going to be a pretty quick transition. That's okay. These are just a quick round of each of these exercises. We're starting off with a bent leg raise and going out for a straight leg raise. So just alternating back and forth. One time you're poking up through the ceiling, the next time you're straightening and lifting that leg straight. So just keep going back and forth in smooth motion. Make sure you're not holding your breath, and also make sure that you're not using momentum. You want your glute muscles to be doing all of the work. So in order to do that, it means slow and controlled motion. So we're not just throwing it up there. You're gonna feel it more if you work all the way through that range of motion by moving slower and with more intention. All right, so just switching sides right here. Bent leg raise, pop it out for a straight leg raise. Keep your core nice and tight. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep going. Feel free to turn on some music to motivate yourself, especially if you're familiar with the form of these exercises. Music helps a lot. All right, next up, we're going to be doing an alternating hip abduction. So right here, one side and then the other. So alternating back and forth between left to right. It might be a small range of motion, which is totally fine, but you're just rotating open at that hip. So as you're switching from one leg to the other, try to make it so that you are kind of minimally shifting your body weight. So your body should be pointed down at the mat the entire time. Just gently going from one side to the other. Next up, we're going to be doing CARs, or controlled articular rotations. So starting here, just pick a side. You're going to go forward for one circle and then back for one circle. Really just pressing into that range of motion as much as you can without any pain at all. And again, using slow and controlled motion. So no jerking, just being really smooth about it. Using muscles all the way around that hip joint. Again, try to keep your body facing the ground. Don't compensate or open up as that leg moves around. All right, same thing on the opposite side, alternating circles, forward and back. Make sure you're not holding your breath. For our next interval, we're going to flip over for a quick round of bridges and then hop up and do bodyweight versions of some of these strength exercises we're going to be enjoying today. All right, so flipping over again, this is a quick transition, so don't feel bad if you're moving a couple seconds behind. Just going with the flow here. Pressing up through those heels. Just let your back hover on the ground there. Don't rest, so you keep those muscles engaged. So this is a relatively quick warm-up. So the thing about warm-ups is if you feel like you need more, do more, right? There's nothing wrong with extra warm-up. So next up, we're gonna be doing some body weight squats. So weight in those heels, feet about hip width apart, and you're sinking back, hinging at that hip first. Your back is nice and flat. Pull in your core. Only go down as low as you can control. Try to keep your knees pressed outward so they're not caving inwards, especially as you sink down. Really focus on pressing outward. You can wear a band around your knees if that helps remind you. All right, next up, good morning. So right here, Again, back nice and flat. Using those glutes to pull yourself back upright. I'm inhaling on the way down and then exhaling as I'm coming back up. All right, next up, I'm gonna be doing alternating reverse lunges. So I'm gonna get rid of my mat here, otherwise just sinking back and behind the body. Again, only going as low as you can control. So if that's right here, that's perfectly fine. All the way through this workout, listen to your body, modify every time you need to. And if something hurts or feels very uncomfortable or you're just really unsure, just sub out for an exercise that makes you feel confident, that you're more comfortable with. But don't be afraid to try new things either. Just move slowly, start slowly. Can always do this workout, like I said, with no equipment at all. Still a good workout. All right, so that is our warm-up. So I'm gonna move on to those strength sets. Grab your dumbbells if you have them, and we'll jump right in. All right, so we are on to our strength sets. We're doing each of these in groups of 2 in an AB pattern, so twice through for each. We are starting off with a squat press. So don't get mistaken, we're not actually pressing the dumbbell up. We're going to be squatting the dumbbell up there. So here we go. So sinking down into that squat and popping those weights overhead. So my weights, my arms have done very little here. My legs are driving this motion. Keep a nice flat back. So I'm picking a heavier weight than I would normally press. I think I've got 16 pounds per hand here. Make sure you're not holding your breath. This is really a strength move that turns into a cardio move, and you don't want to black out at home. So don't hold your breath. Sinking down, pressing up forcefully, driving straight up those glutes. 5 seconds left. All right, here's our first water break. We've got 20 seconds to grab our weights and catch our breath. So next up, the next exercise is a deadlift. So I'm using 28 pounds per hand for this one. Just a regular deadlift here. So nice deep breath, keeping that back nice and flat again. So I'm inhaling on the way down, exhale as you press back up. Keeping my neck in neutral alignment with the rest of my spine. Again, driving through those heels. Don't let your shoulders collapse forward. Under 10 seconds. 2 and 1. All right, so back to that squat press. So I'm gonna lower my weights a little bit this time because I could feel myself, my forearm starting to suffer last time. So I'm using 12 pounds this time, 12 pounds per hand. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Going down, pressing back up. Really use those legs to drive it through. Upper body is just along for the ride. Stop and take a break whenever you need it, and feel free to drop your weights whenever you need it. It's better to drop your weights than to keep going with lousy form. Keep going. All right, so back to those deadlifts. So I'm gonna use 28 pounds per hand again. And I'm already a sweaty mess. Just proof you don't need hours and hours or an hour even, for the exercise to count, to feel it. All right, here we go. Nice and strong base, coming down. Keep those weights close to your legs. Back up. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Keep your core nice and tight. 20 seconds left. Aim to select a weight that really has you struggling by the end of the interval. If you're looking for that kind of workout, on the other hand, you can just coast, and that's fine too. Movement is movement, and it's all good. Always just give yourself credit for showing up at all. All right, so moving on to group 2. Next up, I'm gonna be doing reverse lunges. And let's see, I'm gonna do 8 pounds per hand on this, so 16 pounds total. See how this feels. Sinking back directly behind the body, dropping down between those 2 feet, not leaning forward, my torso staying upright. And that leg is going directly back out in the line of my stride. I'm inhaling on the way down and exhaling as I'm pressing back up. Keep going. This workout is going to be over before you know it, so push if you can. All right, next up, we've got a dumbbell swing. So make sure you dry the sweat off your hands. If you're as sweaty as I am right now, I'm going to be doing 24 pounds. If you've got a kettlebell, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, a dumbbell works just fine with a little bit of modification. So letting that dumbbell drop and then popping up. Kind of like that first exercise. My arms are doing little to nothing. It's all being driven by that lower body. Don't hold your breath. Find a breathing pattern that works for you. I like to exhale while I'm exerting. So while I'm pumping that dumbbell up. Keep your back nice and flat. Whew, okay. Back to those reverse lunges. So I'm going to stick with 8s again, so it's 16 total, because the cardio aspect of this routine is currently kicking my butt. So feel free to make adjustments like that, or you can always, on our website, there's a printable version of every workout, so you can always do it at your own pace and turn these into long strength sets with long breaks in between each set if you like, to take down the cardio aspects. You could probably lift heavier. Just depends on what you want to focus on. The same workout can be done 100 different ways. Under 15 seconds left. All right, so back to that swing. So I liked that 24 pounds last time. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Kind of regain your breath and your composure. All right, here we go. Dumbbell swings. Arms nice and straight. Legs driving that motion. Hips kind of thrusting forward to create that momentum, to pop that weight up. 10 seconds. Keep going if you can. Oh, okay. Last group of strength. Use one 16-pound weight. And we're going to be doing a goblet squat plus a side step. All right, here we go. When you're ready, so squatting down, step to the side in that squat, and come up, down, to the side, and up. Just keep going. You can always stay in a squat if you like. You can add bands and make it even harder. Just a few minutes of hard work left. Keep going. Ten seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So next up, we're gonna do a side lunge. So again, pick a weight that by the end of that interval is gonna have you huffing and puffing and your muscles fatigued. Like you couldn't go any further than those last 10 seconds. All right, lunging down, taking that weight down to my feet. You can just come here if you're trying to spare your upper body entirely. But if you want to deepen the range of motion and change the dynamic of the weight you're carrying, so it's just a little bit of a modification. Halfway. Fifteen seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so back to that side step squat, the goblet squat. I'm gonna use 16 pounds actually this last time. I think I did 12 last time. So again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, here we go. 2 work intervals left. Down for that squat, step to the side, and come back up nice and strong. If you want to make it harder, kind of come up on one foot. So use that other one just as a guide. Keep your back nice and flat. Weight in those heels as you're moving around, especially when you press up. So when you want your weight in your heels. 10 seconds left. All right, last work interval. I'm gonna use 12 pounds for this, for that side lunge. All right, 5 seconds left. Then we go back to work. Here we go. All right, finishing nice and strong here. Leaning into that leg, leading the other one straight. Back is still nice and flat. Over halfway. Five seconds. All right, so that is already our strength section. So if you want to hit pause and do more, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll move directly into our cool down and stretch. All right, for our cool down and stretch, we're doing a quick series of stretches for 30 seconds apiece. So we're going to start off with a quad stretch, the front of our thighs. So if you need something to support yourself, go ahead and find it. Otherwise, just pulling that foot up towards your butt until you feel a nice stretch through the front of your thighs. So while we're going through this cool down, especially because our workout was so quick, do yourself the favor of treating yourself to some deep breathing while you go through this. So you're here anyway, we're cooling down. So continue that pattern of breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. It's really focusing on slowing down your exhale. This is a good way to let our bodies know that the hard work is over and we can go back into a state of rest and digest, the parasympathetic state. So we're no longer under tension, we're no longer feeling stressed. Even if it's good stress, eustress, we're still letting our bodies know, okay, it's time to relax. It's okay. You can, go into a state of repair, healing, digestion, all these good things. So in through the nose and out through the mouth, nice and slow. Next up, we're going to be doing a standing hamstring stretch. So just pushing one foot in front of the other and sinking down until you feel a nice stretch through the back of that leg. You can deepen that stretch by leaning down towards your foot, but really focus on feeling it there through the hamstrings. All right, switch sides. Opposite side here, just leaning down. You should feel a nice stretch really through that low back too as you lean down towards that leg. All right, next up we're going to go into a wide center stretch. So just taking a wide stance with your legs and reaching down in a similar way, but you get both legs at the same time this time and in a slightly different position. You can deepen that stretch if you like, if you want to take your arms up overhead and get your upper body in the mix, and then just kind of move around within the stretch. It should feel really good. Don't push anything, we're not forcing anything. Just like with the rest of the workout, you need to listen to your body. Lead from side to side. Next up, we're going to be standing up for a warrior stretch. So we get a nice stretch through the front of our hips here, our hip flexors. So tucking that pelvis, instead of hyperextending, tuck inwards so you feel a good stretch through that leg that is behind the body. You can add in your upper body if you like. Lean from side to side to get those obliques, so that's torso in there. And feel free to move around within the stretch. Make it your own. All right, switch sides. Same thing here. First, get that tuck in there so you make sure you're stretching the right muscles. And then if you want to, get your arms up overhead to lengthen through the core. So this is a quick cool down, just like we had a quick warm up. So just like with a warm up, there's never anything wrong with extra stretches. So if you want more, whether now or later in the day, definitely be sure to treat yourself to extra stretching. All right, next up we're going to walk down to a downward dog. So just kind of taking your time getting here. But once you're in position, try to pull up through, like your hips are being pulled up to the ceiling and you're trying to get your heels on the ground. You kind of pedal those feet back and forth. All right, next up we're going to walk down to a cobra. So lowering down, and whichever way you're most comfortable, you can just come up like this if you like. If this feels like a good stretch to you, you can also press up through your hands for more range of motion. So make sure you keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. All right, and that is already our cool down. So, like I said, if you can think of something else that we just worked that you really feel is needing a stretch right now, be sure to treat yourself to that stretch. Otherwise, we just completed warm up, a whole workout, and a cool down. So, pat yourself on the back. You should feel really good about this. Make sure that you treat yourself to some healthy food after this so that you can make sure to replenish your energy stores so you're thinking clearly and running on all cylinders, right? Take good care of yourself. Otherwise, thank you again for working out with me. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Good job. Workout complete. Did I change anything? It's okay.
Don't change. I like you just the way you are.
It's sweet. You won't need any equipment for this at all. Okay. Start over. Okay. Hello, I'm Kelly. It sounds like breaking news. Hello. I have to try to get the right hello.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Kelly. Exercises. We're starting off with a rear leg raise to a straight leg. Just move your legs around. It's great. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. 4 is doing a straight leg raise to a bent leg raise. Oh, a leg raise? Just regular raise. Leg your raise. Talking is hard. Okay. So we're going to be starting off with a bent to straight leg raise. So coming up with a bent leg, This is giving me just enough time to overthink my ponytail. Yay! Good job. Workout complete. Yay!